Welcome to today Living Life session with Source of Asia and Muser Company, our South Korean desk. Today, the objective is to dive into one of the most potential and fast-growing healthcare and cosmetic markets, South Korea. So, if you are a foreign cosmetic brand who would like to enter into this booming market, this discussion will be interesting for you. Today, I'm discussing with Christophe Muser, who is the founder and CEO of Muser Company. Maybe Christophe, if you can introduce you a little bit.
Hi everyone, I'm Christophe Muser. I'm the owner of a company, Muser Company, that I opened in 2005, and I am also the representative of SOA in South Korea. So to summarize about our activity, I will describe a little bit what we are doing. So about myself, I arrived in Korea in the 90s. I studied Korean and I worked for the French Embassy's economic department, as well as afterwards French and Korean companies before launching my own business in 2005. We help foreign companies enter and grow in South Korea, providing market entry and corporate services. Additionally, we run two e-commerce platforms. The first one is directo.co.kr, which is a cross-border site selling innovative and premium international lifestyle brands in Korea. And we have another site called nowinseoul.com, connecting Korean businesses with global customers. We also collaborate with SOA, as I mentioned earlier, which after years of partnership launched a Korean desk in our premises to support Asian and global projects. This benefits both foreign firms expanding into Korea and ASEAN markets, as well as Asian companies seeking international growth.
Great. And with the several brands, cosmetic brands you are working with in South Korea, can you give us one key thing that always stands out for the South Korean market?
Where do I even begin, actually? The pace at which trends evolve here in Korea is nothing short of incredible. A product can go viral overnight, flooding social media and selling out instantly, only to be replaced by the next must-have item within days. It's an industry fueled by relentless innovation, where staying ahead means constantly reinventing, adapting, and anticipating what is next.
Okay, and maybe related to one of the other topic of the day, relating to e-commerce, because with South Korea we always discuss a lot and talk about the online distribution, the e-commerce platform. So can you explain us why South Korea is as much interesting for the online distribution?
Well, actually, it's not only about online. It's the e-commerce powerhouse in Korea is driven by many key factors. The first one is going to be innovation and R&D. The second one would be tech-driven e-commerce, and it has to be. It's for trend-savvy consumers, because Korean consumers are very strict and very demanding about foreign cosmetic brands. It has to be also influenced by the global culture. It has a strong industry, and some foreign brands can receive some government support. The unique blend of innovation, digitalization, if I may summarize, and cultural influence cements Korea's dominance in beauty and e-commerce.
Okay, so we can consider South Korea as in advance compared to other markets, particularly for recent Southeast Asia, in terms of online distribution. It is something happier many years.
Absolutely, I will explain a little bit further later on, but it has to be omni-channel.
Okay. And beside the online or the e-commerce distribution, what are the key drivers that create the purchase in South Korea?
Yes, that's a very, very important point. It has to be transparent regarding the ingredient. You have to explain the efficacy of the product. It has to be innovative. It has to be it has to be an innovation. It has to be technological. It must also have what we call the social proof. We need the influencer impact. You need storytelling to build the brand reputation. It has to be personalized, meaning that you need experiential shopping. So all these key factors are very important, but all correlated to have a success story. And also, I may have forgotten, but what is important also it's the pricing. So the value, the percentage of the value for the product that you are proposing.
Okay, and how this innovation are creating the sales?
All of this innovation are creating the sales. Well, it has to be. There are many ways to explain this innovation. You have to use social commerce. You have to use influencer. You have to do what we called, and it's quite new, live shopping. Meaning you have to do interactive streams. The interactive streams, it's a communication through a sales channel. It's a communication between customers and the brand. You have to do what we call AI try-ons. Well, it has to be very hyper personalized to make the sales. Also, what is important in the distribution of a brand, the shopping must be seamless, meaning that the payment must be made in one click.
Mm-hmm. So, considering today a foreign brand that is already in the Korean market, either on the online side or on the offline, is it something that is mandatory to work on both sides, or you always advise to penetrate the market first with the online and after on the offline, or on the opposite way? What is your recommendation?
Oh, yeah. Well, first, a diagnostic is always mandatory, but because each brand has his own story and history, but definitively omnichannel presence is essential. Visibility in just one space is not enough. Brands must integrate across social media, e-commerce platforms, live shopping, and offline experiences if they can, if they want to. Also, if they find the right partner, of course, they could do themselves directly with local partners like us, but doing only the implementation of a brand in only one channel is not enough. Is not sufficient.
Okay, and maybe from your past experience with brands in the cosmetics or other sectors, what are the other winning strategy that could be implemented to succeed in South Korea?
Well, first, that's a very important question because first you really have to localize your brand story. Align with Korean beauty is align with Korean beauty values like skin health, innovation, and natural ingredients to build the authenticity of the brand. You have also to leverage with influencers, social commerce, and for sure these days you have to embrace with live shopping. Live shopping, as I said earlier, it's an interactive session on Never Shopping, which is the first searching engine in Korea. But you have also to work with major TV channels that have launched recently what we call live streaming or live shoppings to enhance interactions with the customers.
Meaning something that you can support from the strategic plan until the operational online distribution in South Korea.
Yes, absolutely, and also that something that I may have forgotten to mention, you have to be also very present on the Korean social media, like Naver, like Kakao, which are the major social networks in Korea. But those two social networks too have their own payment system for like explained, like mentioned earlier, to make the payments in one click.
And you mentioned that price is one of the key driver in South Korea,
Yes.
but pricing for the e-commerce and online distribution, is it something that can be a barrier to enter South Korea, or is it something that you should ensure in terms of price positioning? What is your advice?
No, your pricing in Korea has to be the same as it is in the country of origin. It has to be, when it comes to drop shopping, well, we have two way of distribution. There is the drop shopping coming from abroad. When it's drop shopping these days, it has to be the same price. When it's imported, it's a little bit different because you have some regulations. In Korea, you need to receive authorization from the what we call the KFDA, which is the Korean Food and Drug Administration. But it has to be the pricing has to be the same as it is in the country of origin, because everything now can be a check on internet. But if you have a price related to the value of your product, even if it's expensive, and you have the right promotion and commission online and in Korea, you can succeed. You can succeed. Sorry.
And still regarding the pricing strategy, because there is a lot of local competitor, local producer, the South Korean cosmetic brands are very famous worldwide. How
Yes.
the foreign cosmetic brands can compete or can enter South Korea in an efficient way to compete with those local brands?
Yes, you have to invest in your communication. Finding a niche is not optional; it's essential. As you said, Korea's beauty market is fiercely competitive, and only brands with a clear and unique value proposition can thrive. Whether it's cutting-edge innovation, clean beauty, vegan formulas, or modern take on traditional skincare, differentiation is the key for the success. So you need influencer marketing and social commerce for driving the success. And as I said earlier, when it's distributed already through online or through offline, you need really payment systems to be very, very simple.
Okay, and what is the perception of the local customer in South Korea toward foreign brands that would like to enter in South Korea? Is it something famous or happier as attractive if a company is coming from France, from US, even from Japan? The perception of the foreign brands appear as interesting, relevant.
Well, the perception is going to be exactly as I said. You need to adapt yourself. You need to localize your brand and to use partners to help with the communication and the storytelling inside the country. But if your brand is already successful abroad, and if you find the right partner and you find the right way to communicate on this success abroad, and you find the right way to forward the storytelling, to relay the storytelling to in the country, your chances for success are higher.
Okay.
It's logical. You cannot lie about the pricing. You cannot lie about the story. You cannot lie about the products, because everything can be checked. If you do everything that you are going to do in Korea has to be logical.
Okay.
If
Linked to that, now,
there is no magic. There is no magic.
of course, linked to that, now we have some example of the best practices. What are can you give us some example of no-go decision to take to enter the South Korean market, or not to do action to successfully enter the market?
Well, I would mention two main points. The first one is translation. Thinking translation is enough. Actually, it's an error. Think again. Success in Korea is not just about language. You have the cultural adaptation for sure. Everything from branding and messaging to product positioning must align with local consumer expectations. A simple translation won't capture the nuances that build trust, drive engagement, and ultimately convert shoppers into loyal consumers. And the second one will be when a product is imported, the delivery has to be the same day sometimes, but at the very last the next day. Otherwise, it could be a deal breaker. But I'm talking about the products that are already imported. I'm not talking about the drop shipping for which Korean consumers are used to wait to receive products from abroad.
Okay. So now, from your opinion, what are the first steps? If a brand is willing to enter South Korea, is ready to do it, has the capacity to produce and export in South Korea, what is the first step, the most important one to do not miss before entering South Korea?
Well, it's going to be all the keys that I have talked about. It's the distribution has to be omni-channel first, but at the very first step, it doesn't have to be offline. What you need to organize, it's a presence on internet. You have to put the product. Your products have to be visible. Once they are visible on the Korean web, it's going to attract first consumers and then importers if they want to import the product. This is going to be the first step. The second step will be to find the right partner to develop the brand according to what have been done on internet first. But when the brand is visible on internet, and if you have candidates to develop the brand offline, you are in a strong position to decide whether you're going to work with him or if you're going to distribute the brand offline.
Okay.
Because you are selling the brand already online, so you are in a strong position to develop a conversation or a business partnership with the candidates. But aside from that, online distribution may also, as I said earlier, may be also interested for the live streaming distribution. Live streaming distribution, it's a very interesting way of distribution because it's you organize a proximity with the customers, with your Korean customers. Live streaming, it's someone going to your offices, to your premises, to your showroom, wherever you are, in France, in US, in Asia, and someone is going to sell the products right from the brand's premises to Korean customers through a huge database of the customers provided by TV shopping, provided by online e-sites, very famous platforms.
Okay, so call to action for the foreign brands who would like to enter South Korea. The best way will be to contact us first to identify what is the best approach for your brand in terms of online distribution, offline distribution, and the objective is to build together a strategy to enter South Korea in the most effective way.
Yes, absolutely.
Anything, Christophe?
Yes, absolutely. Creating a visibility online these days is compulsory. What we may add also, it's to build a relationship with the customers because it's really about proximity, actually. Also giving samples away to at the very beginning to the customer to have an experience about the products. You know, they will put post reviews on the internet also about these products. It's going to be very helpful.
Perfect. Thank you, Christophe, for for this explanation. And of course, the objective is to discuss with you in more details about appropriate and relevant recommendation for your brand to enter South Korea. So please contact us at southkorea@sourceofasia.com. Thank you.